Peace. Welcome to the YouTube live book reading of The African Origin of Civilization, Myth, or Reality by Dr. Cheikh Anta, edited and translated by Mercer Cook. And we pick up in this new 8th chapter, this 33rd reading. Peace, YouTube. Fine days and nights. Highest heart love and welcome. I wish that you've had a great start to your week and that you've cleaned up, see everything clear. We pick up on page 159 in the middle. Arguments opposing a Negro origin in this 33rd reading. Yay! The absence of papyrus in some areas contributed to the scarcity of writing in the heart of the continent, but despite solemn statements of writing to the contrary, it was never entirely absent from Black Africa. At Uriel, chief town of Baal, in Senegal, in the Ndonka quarter near the railway, not far from the Daru Mausti road, there was a baobab tree covered with hieroglyphics from its trunk to its branches. As I recall, these consisted of signs of hands, of animal paws, no longer the same as the camel hoofs of Egypt, signs of feet and other objects. It would have been useful to take prints of these and study them, but at the time I was neither old enough nor sufficiently trained to be interested. One might get an idea of the period, ancient or recent, during which these symbols have been engraved on the bark by analyzing the thickness of the bark, the nature of the symbols, the objects represented, and the displacement of those signs along the trunk and branches as the tree grew. It must be added that such trees are considered sacred, and one rarely removes the bark to make rope. It must also be added that they are not rare in that country. In short, since the subsoil of Black Africa is practically intact, we can expect later diggings to produce unsuspected written documents, despite the climate and its torrential rains, which are unfavorable to the conservation of such pieces. And as an authentic hieroglyphic writing called Anjoya exists in the Cameroon. It would be interesting to learn whether it is as ancient as it claimed. It is exactly the same type of writing as Egyptian hieroglyphics. Finally, in Sierra Leone, there is a type of writing different from that of the Bama, Cameroon. This is Vi, which is syllabic. According to Dr. Jeffries, the writing of the Bassa is cursive. That of the Nesibidi is alphabetical. Bowman and Westerman, page 444. Peace. Hi, it's Heart Love. Welcome. Yes, welcome, YouTube. We are now in the 8th chapter reading this book, The African Origin of Civilization, Myth or reality by Dr. Cheikh Anta and edited and translated by Mercer Cook. So now we've made it this far. It's like, whoa, the light is just shining everywhere. We're in the on page 160. All right. For those in the playlist as well as reading along, I will put a brief vocabulary in the description when it's up, finished, complete, uploading. So, divine days and nights. Wow, we are doing something so beautiful and amazing, uniting people through reading. And this is what peace can do, you know. All of the myrrh all over the world, and what we're talking about, they were built during times of peace. So, highest heart, love, and honor. Peace, peace. All right. We're in the middle of page 160. Thus, it can be said that until the 15th century, Black Africa never lost its civilization. Frobenius reports. Not that the first European navigators at the end of the Middle Ages failed to make some very remarkable observations. When they reached the Bay of Guinea and alighted at Veda, the captains were astonished to find well planned streets bordered for several leagues by two rows of trees. For days, they traversed a countryside covered by magnificent fields, inhabited by men in colorful attire that they had woven themselves. More to the south, in the kingdom of the Congo, a teeming crowd clad in silk and velvet, large states well ordered down to the smallest detail, powerful rulers, prosperous industries, civilized to the marrow of their bones. Entirely similar was the condition of the lands on the East Coast, Mozambique, for example. The revelations of the navigators from the 15th to the 18th centuries provide positive proof that Black Africa, which extended south of the desert zone of the Sahara, was still in full bloom in all the splendor of harmonious, well organized civilizations. This flowering the European conquistadors destroyed as they advanced. Mm. They were already in the silks, fabrics, flourishing. Connect the dot right there. Page 160 down at the bottom. For the new land of America needed slaves, which Africa offered. Hundreds, thousands, whole shiploads of slaves. Nevertheless, I'm going to read this again, because this is a vital part of this reading. It's the first time you even hear that word, human trafficking, in this book. Hmm. This flowering of European conquistadors destroyed as they advanced, for the new land of America needed slaves, which Africa offered. Hundreds, thousands, whole shiploads of slaves. Nevertheless, the black slave trade was never a safe business. It required justification, so they made the Negro half animal, a piece of merchandise. Thus was invented the notion of the fetish as a symbol of African religion. Made in Europe. As for me, I have never anywhere in Africa seen natives adoring fetishes. The idea of the barbaric Negro is a European invention that boomeranged and dominated Europe until the start of this century. The text of the Portuguese travelers quoted by Frobenius agree with those of Arab authors of the 10th to 15th centuries. The social organization of Negro states in the 14th and 15th centuries, to which Frobenius refers, the royal pomp displayed there are described by an Arab writer who visited the empire of Mali at the time. This is a passage in which the Ibn Battuta reports audiences granted by the Mandingo king, Suleiman Mansa. The author visited the Sudan in 1352 to 1353 at the same time of the Hundred Years' War. We'll pause right here. Peace. No, keep going. Oh, thank you so much. Oh, thank you. Sure, thank you. Hi, it's heart love. Appreciate you. Much love. So you want us to keep going. Yeah. Awesome. All right. Read in this peaceful part of YouTube. We're part of the book lovers community. We're pushing towards 700 subs on this peaceful part of YouTube. Thank you so much for reading with us and the likes and subs. All right, let's keep going. On certain days, the Sultan holds audiences in the palace yard where there is a platform under a tree with three steps. This they call the Pempi. It is carpeted with silk and has cushions placed on it. Over it is raised the umbrella, which is a sort of pavilion made of silk, surmounted by a bird in gold, about the size of a falcon. The Sultan comes out of the door in a corner of the palace, carrying a bow in his hand and a quiver on his back. On his head, he has a golden skull cap, bound with a gold band which has narrow ends shaped like knives, more than a span in length. His usual dress is a velvety red tunic made of the European fabrics called mutanfas. Yeah. The Sultan is preceded by his musicians, who carry gold and silver two-string guitars, and behind him come 300 armed slaves. He walks in a leisurely fashion, affecting a very slow movement, and even stops from time to time. On reaching the Pempi, he stops and looks around the assembly, then ascends it in the sedate manner of the preacher ascending a mosque pulpit. As he takes his seat, the drums, trumpets, and bowls are sounded. Three slaves go out at a run to summon the sovereign's deputy and military commanders, who enter and sit down. Two saddled and bridled horses are brought along with two goats, which they hold to serve as a protection against the evil eye. Dua, Dugga stands at the gate, and the rest of the people remain in the street under the trees. The Negroes are, of all people, the most submissive to their king and the most abject to their behavior before him. They swear by his name. Ibn Battuta next tells us that Kankan Musa, predecessor of Suleiman Musa, had given S. Saheli, who had built a mosque for him at Gao, about 180 kilograms, approximately 400 pounds of gold. This gives us an idea of the country's wealth in the pre-colonialist period. Another passage by Ibn Battuta demolishes the legend that insecurity reigned in Black Africa before European colonization, and that this colonization brought with it peace, liberty, security, and so on. Among the admirable qualities of these people, the following are to be noted. One, the small number of acts of injustice that one finds here, for the Negroes are for of all peoples those who must abhor injustice. The Sultan pardons no one who is guilty of it. Two, the complete and general safety one enjoys throughout the land. The traveler has no more reason to fear brigades, thieves, or ravishers than the man who stays at home. And three, the blacks do not confiscate the goods of the white man, i.e., of North Africans who die in their country, not even with when these consist of big treasures. They deposit them, or the contrary, with a man of confidence among the whites until those who have a right to the goods present themselves and take possession. And we'll pause right here. That's literally the opposite of how they do us, right? Literally. We even know here in this country, and we're live from the light in LA. And thank you for being here and reading with us. Yeah, they're confiscating everything you have when you go, or they take control of stuff. That's sad, you know. They have a upside down mind frame, and that's how we've got to this point. We're very giving and loving. You know, we wouldn't want to harm people, peaceful, and they're like, yeah, sure, come on. And they're like, I'm gonna figure out how to take it all. Greedy. Man, that's real. No. It's heart, love, peace. Thank you. Just making sure. Oh, I love it. I love it. I love it. And speaking of that, let's have a glass of love water to all our friends and family. Those solo returns. Lionel Richie, I get to go see him in concert coming up in a couple months here. Oh, I'm so excited for that. Thinking about making a trip. Maybe, oh no, for that. I love you. Let's have a glass of love water for all our friends and family and those solar returns, as well as those that have elevated. We honor you. On your travels, we're sending you love and lighten up the light. Light it up, light it up. I love you. I love you. I love you. I love you. Gratitude for the likes and subs. We're pushing towards 700 on this peaceful part of YouTube when we read books, and learn from masters. So when we reconvene in the eighth chapter we are in of the African origin of civilization, myth, or reality by Dr. Cheikh Anta and translated and edited by Mercer Cook. Shaking it up on YouTube. Woo! Awesome! Blessings! Stop and smile. Mods in the building. Hi, it's Heart Love. It's been a great time, right? I'm wishing all love and light over there on your side as well. Let's open up the whole heart. What you think tonight? And we go to, let's go, yeah, turquoise. Turquoise cloud tonight. I'll see you all there, right? I'll see you there. We'll be doing some singing and we're going to be writing poetry. So do some healing. Turquoise cloud tonight. Stop and smile. It's hard love. Thank you so much to all my friends and family. We love you. Love you. Divine light and shine. Right? Awesome. Peace, peace. All right, let's sing I love you to those that are soul return right now, as well as those that we're sending, care to. Because I was checking out that, and there's some people that just don't get encouragement. They get torn down and talked down to and I'm just like, man, we have to continue to be the light and uplift the people, light up the light. We have to light up the light. So thank you. Thank you. Turquoise cloud. Ay, 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 ay. Love, 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 love you. I, I, love you. Awesome. Much love. Thank you for being here and reading with us and for subbing. Getting there and pushing up, shaking it up. Peace. I'll see you soon.